You're always sitting.
Someone's got to.
Yeah, and someone's got to not. I'm 31 and I had my daughter 11 months ago, which means I have been operating in a state of mild, continuous sleep deprivation for almost a year. My husband is 33. He works from home 3 days a week. We have a good apartment. The baby is healthy. We are technically fine. The laundry basket thing started around month 3, maybe month 2. What I know is that at some point I became aware of a specific geography in our apartment, the spot where the hallway meets the living room, that threshold, that strip of floor, and I became aware of it because the laundry basket kept ending up there. Not put away, not taken to the machine. Just set down at the exact edge of the space where I would have needed someone to take over in order for me to take it further. I noticed it the way you notice a thing that doesn't bother you yet. And I did get to it. Every time I got to it. The dryer finished.
Okay.
I'm just saying it finished.
I heard it.
Right. He was home. That's the thing I keep coming back to when I try to reconstruct the timeline. The baby would be on his chest in the recliner. This was a real and recurring image. The two of them in that chair, him looking like someone who was doing the thing. And I would be moving through the apartment, doing what needed doing. I didn't clock how often I was the one moving until I started noticing I was always the one moving. The dryer would finish a cycle and I'd be the one to go unload it. Or I wouldn't, and it would sit there. And I'd restart it because damp laundry is damp laundry. There was a period of probably 3 weeks where the dryer was running almost continuously because I kept restarting cycles I hadn't had a chance to unload yet. Can you grab the...
I'm watching the baby.
I know, I just need you to...
I'm watching the baby.
Okay,
I'm not trying to be difficult.
I didn't say you were. The phrase started around month 4. 4 words. I'm watching the baby. That was it, every time, regardless of what I was asking for. When I was asking directly, that was what came back. Can you grab the... And before the sentence finished, I'm watching the baby. Said in the same mild, reasonable tone every time. Not defensive. Not irritated. Just factual the way you'd state the weather. And the thing is, he was watching the baby. That part was true. I don't know when I started feeling like the phrase meant something different from what it said. You're always sitting.
Someone's got to.
Yeah, and someone's got to not.
She's settled right now. I don't want to move her.
I'm not asking you to move her. What I'm watching the baby did was answer a question with a reason for not moving. Except that I was also with the baby, also watching the baby, also in the same apartment as the baby. And that never seemed to function as a reason for me to stay still. I was with the baby and unloading the dryer. I was with the baby and making the grocery list on the back of an envelope because I hadn't had a chance to open the app. I was with the baby and trying to remember if we'd paid the water bill, and trying to heat a bottle and trying to figure out if the sound she was making was hunger or just that sound she makes. The baby monitor blinked its green light from the kitchen counter, and I was aware of it even in the rooms where I couldn't see it.
How are you both holding up?
Pretty good, yeah. Settling in.
She sleeping at all yet?
Getting there. It's a process, right?
Sure.
Do you want anything? I'm making tea.
I'm fine, don't worry about me.
There was a Sunday. I don't know which Sunday. They all look the same. When our neighbour came by. She's 38, lives 2 floors down. She came by that afternoon with something, I think coffee, and I let her in. And the apartment had that specific Sunday feeling where it looked restful from the outside. Football, on the TV, baby asleep in the swing, him in the recliner, the kind of afternoon that reads as cozy if you walk into it cold. I remember her following me into the kitchen while I warmed up water for my tea, and I was carrying the laundry basket at some point. I had it in my arms and I was moving past the living room and I didn't ask for anything. I just carried it the way I carried everything by that point. She watched me do it in that way, where you can tell someone's watching without making it obvious. She mentioned it maybe a week after that visit, when I ran into her by the mailboxes. She said I seemed tired in a way that didn't look like it would be fixed by sleeping. I said something like, it's just the adjustment, it takes a while. She nodded, and I put the mail in my bag and went back upstairs. She told me later, kind of offhandedly, that when she'd come by that Sunday, and he'd been in the recliner. She'd asked him how things were going, and he'd said I'd been a little stressed lately. Stressed. That was the word. That was the texture the whole thing had from where he was sitting. There was a 3-day stretch somewhere around month 9 where I stopped making eye contact with him around the apartment. On the 3rd day, he set the baby down on the playmat and came and folded the laundry. Didn't say anything. Didn't make a thing of it. Just started folding, standing next to me at the kitchen table where I'd laid everything out. I didn't say thank you. He didn't say you're welcome. She made a sound from the playmat and we both looked over and she was fine.